What's going on, everybody? I'm Matt.
And I'm Vanessa.
And while many of you, I'm sure, were out there checking out Ghost in the Shell, we were watching The Zookeeper's Wife, which tells the incredible true story of Antonina and Jan Zabinski, who sheltered and saved over 300 Jews during World War II by hiding them in the Warsaw Zoo.
In the zoo. This is an incredible, it's a fantastic, amazing, true story.
It is a rather remarkable true story, but for me, told through a rather unremarkable movie. But, before we get into all that, I do want to break this movie down, something we've done before, kind of separate the good and the bad, and we're going to start with what's good about this movie. And right out of the gate, fantastic performances.
Amazing. Jessica Chastain. Well, she is my girl. Like, we go way back. No, I'm just kidding. I love
Long-time friends, I'm sure.
Jessica Chastain is fantastic. I haven't seen a movie where I thought that she did a poor job. She is fantastic in everything I've seen her in.
Yeah, she's always wonderful. Her counterpart in the film, Johan Heldenberg, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We've never seen him in anything else. But together they are Antonina and Jan Zabinski. And then you have Daniel Bruhl as Lutz, and he's Daniel Bruhl. He's just about as consistent an actor as they come. Yes. And he always makes for a good bad guy. He
really does, and he is so good.
Yeah, and as far as we know, we just got done talking about this. This is the third time he's played a bad guy. Second time he's played a Nazi. Typecasting, I swear. I'm just kidding. But he is always good, and he does make a really good bad guy, even if he is a Nazi. The other thing is that this movie looks really good, cinematography.
Great cinematography. And the settings, they feel so authentic, and the costumes and the makeup,
everything fits.
Everything really works. I mean, it's a period piece. We're talking about World War II.
Yeah.
So you have the cars, you have
the garments, the buildings.
They're in Warsaw. They're in Poland. They're in Nazi. Oh gosh. Occupied Poland. That's what they call it when they're occupied. They just had everything. The ghetto, every part of this, they had that right.
It does look and feel very authentic. And you get a sense of the panic and the angst, going along with World War II and the times. You witness some of the horrible atrocities, but that's also where I begin to have some problems with this movie.
Missing something.
This movie is missing something. For me, one of the big problems I have with this movie is the pacing. It's up, it's down, and it shifts so often and so much. But unfortunately, when the film slows down, it slows down to a crawl. Yeah. And for me, the problem is that when it does slow down, we don't really get to engage with the characters a whole lot.
No, and my problem is you feel for the main characters, mainly because their acting is fantastic, but they are the main characters.
Well, and they're putting a lot at risk. Sorry, not to interrupt you, but they're putting so much at risk by bringing these people to their zoo and hiding them. It's they could be found out and shot at any moment.
And then everything that goes to waste, because then everybody they rescued is also going to be they're probably not going to live. So I get that part, but you care about them, and then you care about the rescued Jews in this movie, but it feels like you care about them just because they're rescued Jews, which of course you should, because this was an awful time, but I wanted more for the film. You need to build on that, because that is so powerful. I mean, they had certain scenes that were absolutely, like, in my mind, like, wow, that could be so much more powerful.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of movie that I wanted.
Yeah, you don't really get to engage with them, you don't really get to feel for them, which is unfortunate. I mean, you feel for their plight, but you don't feel for them in the film. Of course, and one thing is there are some major cliches in this movie.
Major.
Some that can't be avoided just because you're talking about,
Yeah.
you know, World War II and, as you said, you know, Nazi occupied wherever. I mean,
Anywhere.
yeah, it could be. I mean, what we saw Anthropoid last year. It could be Czechoslovakia. It could be Poland. It could be wherever. So some of that stuff can't be avoided, but some of the cliches in this movie almost feel like a slap across the face to the audience.
They're movie cliches.
Movie cliches.
They're not a period piece cliche.
They don't belong in a movie like this.
No.
In my opinion, they do not belong in a movie like this. And then the last thing is that this movie, to me, struggles to find its voice. You kind of touched on some of that. You don't really get a lot of emotional connections in this film. You do to the main characters.
To the main characters, but
nothing beyond that.
Because the main characters are only part of the movie. You still have this group or these rescued Jews that you have so much potential to build a story around, and they kind of build a story around one of them, but I don't feel like they go deep enough into that one, or they don't expand on the rest of them, because even just throwing in a 2-minute conversation about their story.
Yeah, I used to do this, or I'm missing this, or I came from here, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, of course you can't, you know, linger on every single one when you're talking about over 300. Obviously, we get that, but still, something was missing. And to me, a big part of it is, you know, on one hand in this movie, it really doesn't shy away from showing some of the horrors of war. It really doesn't. But on the other hand, it chooses not to show certain things, you know, where it could build on some emotion. And I'm not looking for, you know, Schindler's List or The Pianist. You don't need to go, you know, gratuitous or over-the-top violent or anything like that. Not that those movies have that. But anyways, they're, you know, they're rough emotionally.
Yes, they are.
And I felt like maybe this movie wanted to go there, but then it didn't, so it could maybe possibly avoid, you know, an R rating, the dreaded R rating, like, you know, we want more people to go out and see this movie. But yeah, parts of it feel really rough, and then other parts are just kind of like, nah, we're going to glance over this. We're going to take a look at this, and then, oh, we're going to move on to something else. And yeah, you get some of that, like, oh, like, cringiness, you know, and you really feel like, yeah, this all really happened, and oh my gosh, I'm here witnessing some stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. It just, the emotion.
It kind of, it's almost
it's all
as
over the
inconsistent.
place.
Yeah, because there are certain scenes where you're cringing because you're uncomfortable, but this is a movie that should have more of that, in my opinion, because this is the subject material.
See, and I feel like you shouldn't, if they did maybe, I don't know, decide to shy away from some of that stuff, it's not necessary, because this is such an incredible true story that, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like you shouldn't hold back.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is a story that deserves to be told. Obviously, this is incredible. The movie might not be, but the story at the core is rather remarkable and amazing. So, I don't know, it needed that emotional punch. It didn't really have it. And I'm sorry to say, but for those reasons, I'm choosing to give it a C-. C-.
I am
do it for me.
going to go a little bit biased, and I'm going to give it a C+ because I love Jessica. I love Jessica Chastain.
The Jessica,
She's fantastic.
Jessica
Daniel
Chastain
Bruhl
gives it that little
fantastic.
All right, no, the acting is really good. Once again, the cinematography is really good, but to me that's not enough to recommend this movie, and I can't. So that's where I'm going with that. Also,
if you have a hard time with any kind of animal harm, please don't watch this movie.
It is a little bit rough in that area. But yeah, that's all we've got. I think. Are you recommending it?
No.
Oh well, C+, but not recommending it. C-, I'm definitely not recommending it, which is unfortunate. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. And of course, if you have seen it and you disagree, you do agree, whatever, let us know.
Please.
And yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of our movie reviews, hit the subscribe button. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you guys next time.